I feel really good when I'm painting. And the thing with painting, it records that feeling. All that love, all that happiness, all that struggle. So for me, I feel like I'm watching life go by, and painting for me is just a way of recording it elegantly. I'm a painter. I've been in love with painting since I was a kid. Stretch canvas three-dimensionally, and currently trying to push what I think is the boundaries of painting. I immigrated from Haiti when I was 12 years old. Spent a couple years in California and eventually made my way to the East Coast. I've been living in Philadelphia for maybe 14, 15 years. Came here because it was easy steps to get to New York, but I never made it to New York and just stayed here. The first few years in America, I feel like are always fascinating to any immigrant. When I came here, people could still smoke cigarettes in the airplane. So it was a different time. Can you imagine a Haitian boy in Compton? It's beyond what you would expect. I eventually went to the Maryland Institute College of Art, which is in Baltimore, to study painting. And that was one of the best experiences I had. The facilities and the teachers were really great. And you are able to do things that I feel like in art school that gives you just a chance to play. We all can remember like painting at an early age. I definitely remember my father sitting in front of his easel and realizing that he's not gonna be able to finish a painting. So he would paint the whole canvas gray and pass it on to me. And I just never stopped. I mean, even when I was a kid, I was like, okay, so this isn't just something you do for fun. This is something you could do for the rest of your life, and you might be able to make a living off of it. I am a huge fan of the shape canvas artists of the 1960s. These guys wanted to break out of the square, the box, the rectangle. So my first vision when it comes to art is, how does it look? As an artist, that has taught me a lot. I'm like, no matter what's going on, I want to express it beautifully. It's sort of using inspirations that are ancient, but being able to push the work in a very futuristic manner. If I don't believe in what the painting is about, unfortunately, I won't be able to paint it. Back in the days, artists made their own stretchers, as we call them, and I look at my work very much following that process, which is I make a structure or a stretcher, and then I stretch the canvas around it. You have to get rid of the edge of the wood, so that when the canvas is being wrapped around the wood, you don't see the edge of it. That's how you create the magic in a lot of ways. And you also have to play around with making the canvas taut. So there's a fabric aspect to it. And then the third stage is you gesso part of it, or you leave part of it raw. As far as what I want people to get out of my work is twofold. I do want the work to be able to be easily translated to someone who doesn't know anything about art history, but I also want someone who knows about art history, shaped canvas, to see all those connections. So there's an aspect of my art that builds on everything that's being built on. I want it to be easily swallowed by the audience. I want it to be more beautiful, more iconic, and maybe even simpler. I don't want to have a formula. I am the purest painter you can imagine. So I never set out to do murals, but I'm enjoying the idea of turning some of the iconic pieces that I've made into murals. Philadelphia is a hard city to live in, and that is put into the piece of art later. That energy is like sucked in, and hopefully the viewer, when they look at the art, can see all that treachery, all that survivalness, all that stuff you put back into the painting. I think artists in Philadelphia will always evolve because artists in Philadelphia are extremely resilient. We're here because we love making art and we love the aesthetic of the city. My father used to tell me every artist has a fire. It's the idea that this is the thing we love the most. I really want to do work that is simpler but says more. I'm gonna try to always continue thinking as each painting, each brush stroke, as I better put every energy in it because it's potentially my last one.